Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video. Um, well, there are previous videos a few months ago, but this is my first official video of introducing what my goals are for the channel and me actually breaking down my trade. Now, I was supposed to do an introductory video before I do a tape reading session. However, I got a little bit busy today and I was up late doing some other work, so I decided to look at what London Session is doing. I had no intentions of trading London Session. However, that sort of changed when I went on the charts. It's not that I had a rule that, oh, I don't trade London Session. I just didn't plan on trading it because I was supposed to be asleep. I am supposed to be up by 7 to trade New York Session. However, when I got on the charts, I ended up taking a quick scalp. So I wanted to go through the breakdown of the scalp. Now, before I get into the trade, what this video is supposed to be is to introduce you and welcome you all to my channel. This is completely brand new. The aim of the channel really is to help myself along my journey. Um, in terms of finding profitability. So let me throw that out there. I'm not profitable as a trader as yet. That's my aim by the end of this year, hopefully. However, I'm not necessarily putting a time restraint um, on my development just because it's trading and you know it's a market of probabilities. There's always risk exposed. So it's just a target or an aim. It's not a hard and fast. Um, ah, I don't know how to put it. It's not something that I'm holding myself to, basically. It's just an aim to put, you know, for aim purpose, for goals purpose. You should always have goals. Anyways, so that's one aim of this channel. The second aim is to obviously grow the channel for a second stream of income or my first stream since I'm not yet profitable. I do want to have multiple sources of income, and unlike others that might hide the reason why they have a YouTube channel, I'm not I'm not gonna hide it. Obviously, I'm doing this so that I can produce some sort of income while I am still on my journey to profitability. However, I'm not going to be teaching anything because again, I'm not profitable as yet. I'm not going to be doing any sort of teaching or signals or membership or anything. This is literally just a channel to record my progress and to put myself under a microscope. And I know a lot of you might be saying, why would you want to do that? That's not good for psychology. Yes, you're right. However, I've been trading a little bit of background about me. I've been trading for 4 years and I've been studying ICT for a year now. So I do have a, I've been on this journey for a minute, but this is the first time I decided to come public with it. I've, I do believe I have a really good grasp of ICT's concepts, the ones that I've dabbled in since I've started at least. And I found profitability for a period, as in not actual money, demo trading. I was demo trading a funded account, which I passed within a week. However, it kind of didn't last, and that's where I'm sort of at the moment. I'm trying to build consistency with my results. So I'll be profitable for a month, and then the next month something's just different. And I'm still finding or still trying to find the reason for that. If it's personal, if it's, you know, whatever it is. So me creating this channel will give others a perspective of I'll get others' perspective of my trading. And I'm not and I know it's gonna be both negative and positive comments, and I'm completely open for it. It's not gonna affect my psychology, because I did not, I didn't put an expectation out there to say, hey, I am a good trader or I am profitable. I'm not. I am on my journey to profitability. And I'm hoping that at some point or one day, my channel might come up or ICT might come across my channel, whether by someone sending it to him or by him it coming up. He's just scrolling and see one of my videos and decide to look at it. Hopefully he sees this one and he might be interested in looking at my journey going forward. And what I will be doing on the charts is showing is tape reading mostly. I'll be tape reading and explaining what I'm seeing real time in the charts. I might take a few trades. It is not live money, it is a funded account, however, because I'm trying to get funded. And I'm watching his 2024 mentorship right now, and I'm trying to incorporate that with what I've learned because I feel like I have a lot of knowledge and I just need to apply it. And I need to find consistency in me applying it consistently. Um, so that's really what my aim is. And yeah, so I'll also check my comment section to see if I have any questions that I might bring up in the videos, and hopefully ICT might see it and decide to address it in one of his live sessions. He is my mentor, ICT is my mentor, and he's the only his concept has been the only concepts that has gotten me this close to profitability. I've tried so many concepts. I've been at this for 4 years, and for the last year is the only time I've seen hope like, okay, this is actually possible. And this is why I'm sticking with it because I know his stuff work. I just need to get it to work for me. And that's the aim here, to possibly come across persons that I watch. Like I do watch Tyler trades, I watch Tanya trades. I think Tyler is very underrated in the industry. However, that's a topic for another day that I might not touch on anyways. And Tanya trades, it's just she's also a female trade. I'm sure she inspires a lot of females. So I watch them daily. I look at their chart and their videos to see what they did. Um, however, I'm really just hoping that I my aim is not to be, oh, I'm the richest ICT student, the best ICT student, or I want Lambos or any of that. That's not my aim. My aim is simple. I have one aim. I do have a daughter, a toddler, she's 3. My aim is just to be able to provide financially for her so I do not have to work a 9 to 5 job. So basically, my aim is just to use training to be able to cover my expenses, my day-to-day expenses and my bills, so that I can have more time to spend with my daughter. I am not here to look the best. I'm not here to seem like I know it all. I'm not here to brag. I'm simply here to show what I know and see if I can get help or support from the community or and or from my mentor, possibly, to just give me like a nudge nudge. He loves saying that. To give me a nudge nudge in the right direction. Maybe to see where's the missing link as to there is a barrier between me and profitability and I'm not sure what I'm missing. So I'm just putting myself out there to see if I can get some help. Obviously, this is not a cry for help. This is not a pity. This is just me being genuine. transparent and possibly seeing what I can. You never know. You can be in in the situation and you're not seeing, and someone else from the outside looking in is able to say, "Hey, this is what this is you can try doing it this way," and then you realize that, hey, you have a complete paradigm shift. You get me? So that's the aim of this channel. So it's going to be all positivity. It's just learning. We're all learning together. And yeah. So this is my trade breakdown. Um, it's a London session, as I said. I jumped on um, really spontaneously, just looking at price action. And based on what I've learned from the 2024 mentorship so far, one thing that stood out to me, and I know he hasn't taught anything in London session as yet. So, but as I said, I understand certain characteristics of London session, creating the higher the day, the low of the day, midnight open, 3-day open. I understand certain things that he's taught before because I've watched a lot of his videos. And I think when I was trading the 2022 mentorship um, entry model, what what I felt sure there was a lot of times that it worked and I really felt like, okay, this is my breakthrough. And then something just, I don't know. And then I after reflecting, I saw that I was trading without narrative and bias. I was just trading because I saw the pattern. And that's when I realized that, okay, I needed to go and learn a lot more about bias and narrative before I can think about a entry model. I could see it. I could easily see a 2022 mentorship, a 2022 entry model. But I could not, for the sake of me, find consistency and profitability. And that's why I know a lot of entry models. I can see a lot of entry models. And I think I've come a long way where bias and narrative is concerned. Right now, I am trying to incorporate time a lot more in my trading. So since the 2024 mentorship, um, he did mention in one of his videos that after every session changeover, the algorithm will um, engineer liquidity and run on that liquidity. It will seek inefficiencies post the opening of the session. So since that, I've been back testing, I've been forward testing, I've been journaling, I've been making notations, screenshots of charts, what I've observed around certain times in a session or what happens after a session. And it's so much clearer for me. So that's kind of where I'm at with my journey at the moment. I am trying to incorporate the 2024 mentorship knowledge into my trading. So London, since 2 a.m. that begins London session. I I believe I came on the charts around here. Mm, Yeah, I believe I came around here. Came at 225 and I saw that this liquidity was being taken. I did note these relative equal highs after New York session. I mean, after 2 o'clock London session. So when I saw this rally up and this wick clearing this high over here and also filling in this imbalance up here, and this area was already jagged, so there wasn't any need to go above this high as yet. That was when I was like, okay, it's possible that it may run for here. This inefficiency right here. I I wasn't aiming for this low, even though I did note that it might run below it because of these relative equal lows. But again, I wasn't demanding that. I also do know that this is the law of a new week opening gap. It's from July 24th though, but the reason why I had it on the chart still, even though it's post 5 days, it's after 5 days, is because I believe the gap was still open. So that was an area that I wanted to keep tabs on just for when the algorithm or the price gets back to that level. I wanted to know that. So this is a old New Day opening gap, but we can still see the respect of it. And this is kind of what helps me to get out of the trade before it reversed and did all this up move. So this is why these are still important. And again, it never amazes me how many times we see these things work. We just need to get in alignment with it. And that's what I'm trying to do. And so after I saw that run, I immediately ran to this inefficiency here. There is a tiny one here as well, and there was a volume imbalance and an fair value gap here that I took note of as well. So there was a lot of reasons price would want to pull back into the range that it has created post 230. Um, or this range, basically. So after it took that, I had to wait. When I saw this, I thought it was going to continue. So I wasn't very convinced. However, when I saw that it broke here, it was still within this fair value gap right here. But this was a BPR right here. And this was a bearish fair value gap. I entered on the basis that my entry really was on. I didn't enter right away in this fair value gap because I wasn't very convinced that price was gonna go lower as yet. When price gave this up close candle and then this down close candle here, and then price traded below up close candle, the lowest up close candle, right on this candlestick, that's when I decided to enter. Really and truly, I wasn't gonna enter on this candlestick because it had traded below it. So let me go ahead and zoom up because and this is why I wanted to record it while I was doing it so that you could get my thought in the moment. But the minute that I traded below this here, that was when I wanted to enter on this candle. However, I got the entry on this candle, and that was because I was validating this as an order block, which I realized that it was kind of going into a consolidation. I wasn't convinced that this would hold because of the back and forth. Normally, if I see like two up close candles going into a fair value gap and then it break below, I just sell there, validating the fair value gap. Because what the reason why I do that is because I've gotten burnt a lot of times shorting on a fair value gap immediately because there's a lot of fair value gaps, and a lot of the times if I don't get a market structure shift, however, I think it's gonna go lower, and then the next swing low would be right here, which would be a little bit too late to enter the move. So I normally wait for it to trade up, see how it respects it, and if it starts rolling over, then the I would enter on the premise that that was an order block that sent it below after delivering from a fair value gap. So when it started rolling over here, I wanted to see this become that order block. However, again, it seemed like a some consolidation. However, I entered on this candle, but instead of putting my stop above this candle here, because I thought this would have been an order block, I put stop. My stop was actually right above a consequent encouragement of this wick. That's where my stop was. And yes, I could have put my stop here, But what happened was I already framed my risk based on this being an order block. So the most that I could have gotten more out of it was the consequent encouragement of this swing, hoping that it would not overshoot it. And then because of this swing high created here, I was like, once it runs that swing high, I want to see it immediately break. When it broke down here, trading below these three up close, um, three candlesticks that took liquidity right here inside of a fair value gap and an inversion fair value gap, I trade my stop loss above this because now I wouldn't want to see price go above this because this now becomes my bearish order block when price trade below it there. So that's now my entry. And then I got another fair value gap here. I wanted to pyramid here, but I already had 5 contracts in. And I only had 5 contracts because my stop was pretty small. Um, but this would have been a pyramid entry that I could have taken. And also I always try to pyramid when my trade is already in profit. This was me being in break even or drawdown right here. But this was a fair value gap that I noted, and then it rolled over here. Once it rolled over here, below these two up close candles, I did not want to see it go above here until before it took this short-term low. So after it took the short-term low, I saw that it pulled back. And this morning, I remember ICT saying that during this week, um, price tends to do a lot of back and forth, a lot of kind of seek and destroy conditions where it take a swing high and then take a low and then take another high and then take a low. With that in mind, I did not trade my stop above this order block because I've noted this was a swing high. After this swing high to that swing high, I know that this should not be, the price doesn't need to come back above this swing high. So my stop remained there until this happened. So I took one contract off here because he always talks about partials, and again, because of the back and forth movement, I the only thing that I would say I would do differently is that I took the trades off incorrectly. I should have taken the majority off first and then left like runners to go to my target. I took one off right here. So that was the one that you see inside of this. If you look at the arrow, I aimed for the top of this volume imbalance right there, which I got delivered here. Saw that it pulled back, took this short term swing high out. Once it did that, I trailed my stop here and I watch it dropped. My next target this was this fair value up here. That was my next partial. So once it gave me this here, that swing short roll, that swing high out, stop loss came here, one was already off, and I got another one off here. So at this point, majority of my trades should have been off, but it wasn't. So I should have taken at least three contracts off and left the last one to go here, but um I'll ensure that I put that in my journal. And I took one off right at the top of this in fair value gap there as well. And I did note this. I was really hoping that it could kind of overshoot and touch this because this top is where my final 3 contracts were to be taken off at the top of this fair value gap because I was anticipating that it was going to come down into it before continuing higher because this was already made jagged. However, my mentor would say I'm demanding too much of a precision exit. And however, I did take partial, so I'm pleased with the trade. I I'm not So I'm okay with the idea of the trade. I'm just not pleased with my trade m- management in terms of leaving the last three to be stopped at break even here, which was so once the trade took this short term, this once I got the last contract off here, I saw the respect of the new day opening gap low right here. Once I saw that respect and it pulled back up, I was like, it could completely reverse right now. But I really was demanding this fair value gap here. So when it pulled all the way back up here, this is my order block. I didn't want to see it go above it, so my stop remained there. When it came back down, I trailed my stop right here, which was basically a little bit below. No, my entry was right here, right here. So a little bit above my entry. When I saw that it started to pull down here and then it respected this, and the bodies were closing above consequent encouragement of this wick, it wasn't even near consequent encouragement. So there were a lot of signals showing me that it might reverse. It respected the fair value gap here, this wick, and it also touched consequent encouragement of this wick here. And the bodies were obviously above consequent encouragement, and it was delivering from a new day opening gap. And then this was that it the fact that it respected the new day opening gap and I allowed it to come all the way back up. The next pass I wanted to take this low out. I did not want to see it respect this consequent encouragement of this wick. And then when I saw it starting displacing up, that's when I closed it before it went into drawdown. So I actually closed it somewhere maybe I want to say it was in profit. It was not much, so probably right here. When it started coming up here, I just closed it and it completely reversed. So I'm happy with how I managed the trade. I'm happy with how I was able to see certain things that I wasn't able to see before. So I will be doing my journaling before I go to bed and I will be up for New York session. And now the aim is not to be right. Being right is just a plus for me. The aim is being able to see what what he has been teaching for the past 2 weeks for the 2024 mentorship, which is reading price action, being able to see the signatures that price will give you to know reversal when a trade is being reversed on you, when to enter a trade, because a lot of the times I will get the bias right and the trade will be going to my direction or my target, but I ended up closing the trade or being stopped out before it hit my target because I did not understand the signatures or what to look for to see if I'm still on side. So that's something I'm improving in and I'm very, very grateful. So even if this had been a losing trade, my focus would be on what did I miss? What did I not see that I could journal for another time? And then time was important. I entered this trade after 2:30, which is at the end of the hour. So I'm pretty happy about the trade and the trade management, obviously. I am just I wish I had taken three contracts off here, one here, and left one here. That's what I was supposed to do, but I had it reversed. However, that I will fix for another time. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll be recording my AM session, observations, and charting to ensure I'm seeing or I'm capturing the right. I'm capturing my actual live emotions, is what I'm saying. So until then, be safe. I had to toss that in there. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for watching.